Hi there guys, it's Martyn here, and welcome to an episode of The Hits Review. That's right, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've currently ran out of now spin-off albums to review. I am aware that I am missing a few of them, as some of you keep telling me. However, I thought instead of just leave a gap in the week, I thought we'd cover the Hits series. Now, the Hits series, for anyone who doesn't know, was a series of albums pretty much like now, compiling hits of the day, and it rivaled now from the mid-80s, and it really sort of lost steam as the 1990s took over, but I'll explain more about that as we go. So, for the inaugural episode of the Hits Review, here we have the very first one, the Hits album.
There are more great hits on the Hits album, from Prince to the Cars.
So the Hits album, as you can see with the cover, they're really trying to get the crowd away from now. 32 original hits. This was advertised on TV, as it so boldly claims. On the corners, they put hits 1 like they knew there was going to be another one. So you've got Howard Jones, you've got Wham, Prince, ZZ Top, Michael Jackson. That was a big one. So now didn't have any Michael Jackson. The closest they got was with some Motown stuff, but they never had, you know, the likes of Thriller or Bad, anything like that. Alison Moyet, Chaka Khan, the SOS Band, Rod Stewart, Cyndi Lauper, The Cars, and Paul Young, but to name a few. Now, if you look at the track list, I'll just put that back there, you've got even more artists on the back, so they're really trying to get this across. I'll zoom this in. So, who have we got? We've got George Michael, Careless Whisper, the Thompson Twins, Meatloaf, Denise Williams, Miami Sound Machine, Sade, Kenny Loggins, Chicago, Shakin' Stevens, The Stranglers, Ray Parker Jr., which was also on now, funnily enough, Laura Branigan, and then that's the corner. So, yeah, lots of stuff. Now let's zoom in on the track list here. So, side 1, you're kicking off with Wham and Freedom. And just look at that side 1. Mike finishing off with Michael Jackson's Thriller, one of the biggest hits of 1984, which is when this came out. When this came out, this was around the time that Now 4 came out, and this actually beat Now 4 to be number 1 in the albums chart, making Now 4 the only Now album not to get that position. And then that's side 3. Annoying, I thought they'd do side 1, side 2. Here's side 2, so Chaka Khan, Billy Ocean, The Jacksons. Funny they put Body on here by The Jacksons. That song didn't really do that well anywhere. I'm surprised they didn't put Torture on there, but maybe that was the single at the time. Just Be Good to Me by the SOS Band is great. Denise Williams, Let's Hear It for the Boy, that's from Footloose. Dr. B. So as you can see, for the first 2 sides, there is a lot of great tracks on here, and just a lot of tracks that you don't see on the Now album, so worthy competition to start with. George Michael, Careless Whisper, The Cars, Chicago, Cyndi Lauper. That side not so much, but still some good songs. Side 4, Jump by Van Halen, what a great song. Another song from Footloose, the title song, no less. Rod Stewart, Shakin' Stevens, and finishing with Hole in My Shoe by Neil. So out of those 32 tracks, the vast majority of them never appeared on a Now album, and a lot of them are great tracks, so I can understand why a lot of music buyers diverted away from Now on this occasion. So, but of course, like Now, these are gatefolded albums, so if we open this up, there you go, the Hits album right there, 32 original hits. Remember, this isn't no copycat stuff here, and as you can see, there is information, just like Now. They formatted this very much like Now. I think they've seen the Now format can work. And you must ask, well, Adam, how did the Hits album come about if Now, you know, had such a dominance on the artists that they featured? How are there any artists left to use? Well, the Hits album is basically compiled from all the record companies that didn't sign on to Now. I'm just going to flick the album around so we can see the other side. So there is information about it at the bottom, which I'll show you in a minute. Let's just see what we've got there. So more information there. Very much like a Now album. If you'd just seen these little text boxes, you wouldn't be blamed for thinking this was just the inner notes of one of the Now albums. So the information, annoyingly, is cut down the middle on the spine. So what have we got? The design notes, the artwork. This superb album of hits has been possible with the association of Arista, CBS, Jive, and WEA. So 4 companies there that obviously didn't have an agreement with Virgin, who produced the Now albums, Virgin EMI. And so that's how you have the Hits album and all of these songs there. I mean, some do cross over, like I said, nearly dropping this. The Ghostbusters theme song, which is there on side 1, also appears on Now 4. So some tracks do cross over, but for the most part, you were really stuck. You either bought the Now albums or you bought the Hits albums, because they both contained widely different... Oh, it's falling. It contained widely different track lists, and you basically went with the ones of the artists you liked. You know, if you really liked Michael Jackson stuff or Prince, then you were going to have to go with the Hits album, whereas if you liked... I'm trying to think of an example now, but you know, some of the stuff on Now, that was what you went with. I'm going to do a quick jump cut just to show you what one of the vinyl discs looks like. So here is the vinyl disc. I mean, there's nothing much to say, just there's the title, the Hits album, side 1, and all your relevant information on nice black vinyl. And what is there else to say about the Hits album? Well, as I said, I think this album is a particularly strong start for the series. There's a lot of great songs on there, a lot of big hits that you couldn't find anywhere else at the time. You could also pick this album up on cassette tape. I don't have the cassette tape version, but it is out there if you're so inclined. It was called the Hits Tape, funnily enough. And where can you get it now? I mean, Discogs, the vinyl website, eBay, secondhand, car boots. This is a very popular album. This is actually the second iteration of the Hits album I've had. I bought my first one for £1 at a car boot sale. It was really beaten up though, really worn. This one's much nicer condition. I got this very kindly given to me for free off my friend Paula, so thank you very much. And yeah, so you shouldn't have too much trouble finding this. A couple of pounds I'd pay. I wouldn't pay any more than £5 for something like this. And with the Hits review, thank you very much for watching. I have Hits 1 to 10 on vinyl, and that's probably what I'm going to continue to cover. It might not necessarily be every Tuesday, as I know new Now albums are coming, and of course I want to focus on the Now review as well. So when we get the chance, when there's gaps and I don't have Now albums to fill the time, we will continue our look at the Hits albums 1 through 10, and possibly a little bit beyond. But thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Leave your comments. Did you like the Hits album? If you were around back then, did you pick up Hits or did you pick up Now? Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Share it around with all your friends. And until the next one, I will see you guys next time.
32 great tracks, including Chicago, on double album or cassette. Make it yours. Ask for the Hits album.